a scrappy co-meet event here, meet, and we were talking a little bit earlier. We have been spoiled most recently with these UFC cards because this one is a little bit scrappy for sure, and I think the co-meet, while scrappy, should might maybe will deliver as a banger because Brad Tavares we know is an OG, always comes ready to scrap, and he's taking on Bruno Silva, aka Blindado, who at 22-8 is an interesting Meat Boy case study meet because I was very bullish on Bruno Silva. I think both of us were kind of singing his praises very early. Bullish on Blindado, but the guy who has showed up most recently in the last two fights, I shouldn't even say that, just the last fight against GM3 was absolutely concerning because GM3 got one of his patented third round finishes in that fight, but a lot of the times GM3 will drop the first round, maybe even the second round, and then we'll get a YOLO finish in the third. But in this fight against Blindado last August, it wasn't like that at all, and instead it was start to finish domination for GM3 over Bruno Silva, and it was just crazy to see that because there was only 4 or 5 months in between the GM3 and Alex Pereira contest, and in the Alex Pereira contest, that fight was actually back and forth. Bruno had his moments. Like Bruno fought pretty well in that fight against Pereira, but I don't know. Maybe Pereira ended up stealing his soul by giving him that first UFC loss because the dude who showed up against GM3 was simply defeated. And Brad Tavares, meanwhile, is a guy who had won two straight in 2021 and then ran into Dricus du Plessis and lost a unanimous decision in that one. But Tavares is one of those guys who you have to bring your A game because he is super solid, super well rounded, doesn't have many deficiencies. He sometimes just struggles to win fights, though. I mean, the losses he has are, though, against very tough guys. Israel Adesanya, Whitaker, that fight against Edmund Shabazian, where we were at that fight, it was at MSG, peak Edmund before he peaked, I guess, and then, again, Dricus, as mentioned. So, tough losses for Tavares. Some decent wins, too, though, against Jocko, Elias Theodore, rest in peace, and Shoeface and Akhmedov as well. So, what are your thoughts on this co-meet? Does Brad Tavares show Blindado that he isn't ready for this level, or is Brad Tavares the perfect opponent for Blindado to just re-recognize his sauce? Who do you take?
Yeah, this is a great matchup, great fight, and I don't know that the last two fights have really rubbed a lot of salt in my wounds from Blindado, and so I gotta go with Brad Tavares. He's 2-1 versus Bruno's 0-3. 0-1, where basically Bruno's going 0 for life, and Brad, he's on the rise. So yeah, he's really on the rise, and standing at 6'1" with that kind of height advantage to Bruno's 6'0", 6 foot as you would call it, it's just night and day. It makes sense why he's the slight favorite. I'm surprised he's not 90% tapology with that height advantage. And I think Brad is actually going to get a knockout because Bruno Silva looked like absolute hot bandito trash. Because, I mean, he got submitted and decimated from beginning to end when everyone expected Bruno to knock out GM3 like Body Bags did. So hopefully Bruno, learned a little bit from Body Bags, took a lesson, and maybe he shows up. I'm not going to bank on it, though. I'm with Tapology. I'm with the odds makers. I got to take my boy Brad. He'll get it done.
Yeah, I don't know, me. This one's just tough for me. Like, which version of Blindado is going to show up for sure? And I do back that. I think that it's going to be tough for Blindado to win a decision because Tavares, he's very gritty and always finds ways to outlast opponents. He does sometimes find himself on the wrong end of decisions, though. But in this one, I don't trust Blindado's ability to get Tavares out of there early. And as a result, I'm with you. I was thinking about picking Blindado in this one, but the more I think about Tavares, is like nearly impossible to put out. Not Shabazi just hit him with the perfect shot because this guy went the distance with Duplessis, went the distance with Izzy, right? So it's like, is Blindado going to put you out? I don't know. The guy that showed up against GM3 most recently, I don't think will. So if he can't sleep Tavares early, I like Tavares to win a decision. But I don't know. If Blindado is like plus 1,000 on the decision, then it wouldn't be the craziest world for me, I guess, to see Tavares be on the wrong end of a split or maybe majority decision. Because with Tavares' fighting style, sometimes you don't really know if he's winning or not. Like he doesn't land the heaviest shots. He lands a lot of leg kicks, and sometimes it can be difficult to score a Tavares fight. So maybe Silva by split if there's some serious plus 1,000 value. But I'm with you all the way. Taking Tavares, I like it by decision, but not the most confident pick because, to be honest with you, both these guys are kind of hard to trust. Any last thoughts?
No, 100% agree. Um, it's hard to say which guy's going to show up, but like I said, Brad's on the rise, and Bruno's on his way to BKFC to his demise. Throw in the comments who you taking, Blindado or Meat Brad.